This is my fresh old school RuneScape account, straight off of Tutorial Island, where my one goal is to complete everything. But after only ever being a level 3 skiller, I have no PVM experience, never had a quest cape, never done any bossing or any raids, and I've never even maxed an account. So I am now exploring the land of Gielinor to take on everything. Quests, combat tasks, achievements, and even the collection log. Welcome to RuneScape's 100% completion. Combat task completed, Weed Whacker for 3 points. And that is another collection log, being the Atas seed, putting my farming level also to level 67. And that is 60 attack coming in. And I can now finally use the trusty Dragon Scimitar. And that is hit points level 60 coming in. Another beginner casket to add to the collection. Now I don't really know how many of these I actually want to stack before I open them. And that is 60 strength now coming in, putting me to 73 combat as well. And that is 60 defense coming in. So I've just got my first medium casket from a clue scroll on the entire account. Now getting all my melee stats to level 60 has actually put me at 75 combat. And being level 75 combat, I can now go and do Konar Slayer, which will give me the ability to get brimstone keys for the collection log. But one thing I need to do before I go do that, I need to go and imbue my black mask. Training all my melee stats at the nightmare zone has now given me enough points to imbue my black mask from that minigame. Now the black mask gives me an extra 16.67% bonus to melee accuracy and strength when on a slayer task. But when imbued, it also gives me an extra 15% to ranged accuracy and strength, 15% bonus to magic accuracy and magic damage, and also removes the penalties of magic and ranged on the regular black mask. Meaning I can now train my range doing Konar Slayer whilst having the extra damage and accuracy. Now ideally this is probably a mage task, but I do want to level up my range, so I'm just going to range them. Another 2 collection logs, being the zombie gloves and the zombie's trousers. And that is my first brimstone key. Now I haven't decided whether I want to stack these continuously or use them after every task. And that is 61 range coming in, and I believe I can now use rune crossbows. And that is a collection log getting mithril boots. Another brimstone key, and that is range level 62 coming in. That is 57 slayer. Another brimstone key. I'm getting lucky with these brimstone keys. That's my 4th brimstone key this task. That's insane. And that is a collection log, the Dark Totem Base. And that is the jelly task completed, receiving 90 points. I got 2 hard clue caskets as well as 4 brimstone keys. I do think that I'm going to stack up my brimstone keys to get a nice little stack going instead of opening them up after every single task. 166 greater demons in the Karun Slayer dungeon. Combat task completed, a greater foe. And that is 63 range coming in. And that is also 63 hit points, giving me a combat level of 76. I'm less than 20 kills in on this task and I've already received my first brimstone key. Range level 64. And that is 58 slayer. Demon task completed, giving me 18 points, 3 brimstone keys and 1 hard reward casket. I do have enough slayer points to unlock bigger and badder, which gives me a chance to get a superior version on a slayer task. And my next task is 143 blue dragons in Tavali dungeon. Combat task completed, Hespor Isn't for 3 points. And another collection log, which is the Lassor seed. And that is another collection log being the zombie mask. Range level 65 coming in. And that is farming level 70 coming in. 64 hit points. And that is the blue dragon task completed, giving me 18 points, 1 hard casket and another 4 brimstone keys. My next task is to kill 126 greater demons in the catacombs of Korend. 66 ranged. And there is 59 slayer. And that is 67 ranged. New collection log being ancient shard. I'm fairly sure if I get 3 of these I can turn my dark light into an arc light. That is the greater demon task completed, giving me 18 points. I didn't get any keys or caskets that task though. 131 hellhounds in the Karun Slayer dungeon. Combat task completed, a demon's best friend. And that is 68 range coming in, just 2 more levels until I hit 70. 65 hit points. That is the hellhound task completed, giving me 18 points and I got 3 brimstone keys that task. 10,500 construction XP, putting my construction level to level 40. 155 fire giants in the Karun Slayer dungeon. And that is slayer level 60 coming in. New collection log, which is the Longbone. And that is range level 69 coming in, just 1 more level until 70. Fire giant task completed, given 18 points. I didn't get any keys again that task. Combat task completed, Hespori Adept. 128 aberrant specters. That is 70 range coming in. The reason why I wanted 70 range was to make it a bit easier for me to complete the fight caves. The fight caves consist of 62 waves of monsters, with the 63rd wave being Jad. Obtaining the fire cape for completing all 62 waves and killing Jad, making it my best in slot cape for melee for a very long time. So I have Jad next, and I've only got 3 doses of super restore left. Right, healers are dead. 2 doses of super restore left. Let's go. Combat task completed. Fight caves veteran. New collection log being the fire cape. Let's go. Now I do still feel like I'm missing something from my current gear, which would be the Dragon Defender from the Warriors Guild. But to even access the Warriors Guild, I need a combined level of 130 in both my attack and strength. With my attack and strength level both at 60, that puts me at a combined level of 120, just 10 levels away. There is strength level 65. Now I do have enough reward points from Nightmare Zone to actually imbue my Berserker Ring. The Berserker Ring gives me a +4 bonus strength, but when imbued, it doubles all bonuses, giving me a +8 strength, making it a very solid ring for most content when using melee. And that is the Berserker Ring imbued. And that is 65 attack coming through. Now my attack and strength level is combined level 130, which means I should now be able to enter the Warriors Guild. But before I do start on the Defender grind, I do need to get Warrior Guild tokens, which apparently on average it's 2,000 tokens to obtain the Dragon Defender. And that is now over 2,000 tokens acquired, so I can now start my Dragon Defender grind. I'm currently 102 Cyclopses in, and I still haven't even got the Bronze Defender. Like, am I doing something wrong? If this Cyclops doesn't drop the Bronze Defender, then I will officially be triple the drop rate on it. And that is 150 kills with no Defender still. I am now 200 kills with no Defender, 4 times the drop rate for a Defender. I just got a Whiteberry Seed drop, which is 1 in 3,000. Oh, finally, Bronze Defender. 224 kills that took. And there is the Iron Defender. That is the Steel Defender. And that is the Black Defender. That is defense level 64 as well, putting my total level to 1,325. A tooth half of key drop, which is 1 in 6,400, by the way. And that is the Mithril Defender, finally. That one took actually quite a while to get. Now, I have almost gone through all 2,000 tokens, and I've only currently got 5 Defenders. So I do need to go get some more tokens. Now, I know I am dry on these Defenders, but it is giving me great combat XP. Right, that is another 1,000 Warrior Guild tokens to play with, so hopefully I don't have to go get some more. And that is the Adamant Defender. And that is the Rune Defender, finally. Now, I should have killed around 350 Cyclopses to get this Rune Defender, but I did end up doing 520, so hopefully the Cyclopses in the basement don't give me as bad RNG as these did. Now, the Dragon Defender drop rate is 1 in 100 instead of 1 in 50 for the other Defenders, but let's hope that I do not go dry for this. That is the Dragon Defender, getting it in only 29 kills. It looks so good. Now, I do want to level my prayer up to at least level 70, so I have just bought over 1,000 Dragon Bones, and I'm going to take them to the Deep Wilderness Chaos Altar and hopefully get 70 prayer from there. And that is level 60 prayer coming in. And that is 70 prayer coming in. Now, the reason why I wanted 70 prayer was because it's one of the requirements for piety. I now need to get level 70 defense along with completing the King's Ransom Night Waves. But I am going to go get my attack, strength and defense all to level 70. And that is 70 hit points coming through. And that is strength level 70 coming in. And that is attack level 70 coming in, also putting me at 88 combat. And that is 70 defense coming in. Getting level 70 defense has now completed another requirement for piety, which now I just need to complete the King's Ransom Night Waves. But to get access to the Night's Wave, I need to actually complete the quest King's Ransom first. And that is King's Ransom completed, giving me 1 quest point, 33,000 defense XP, 5,000 magic XP, an antique lamp, and the Night Waves training ground access, which is what I needed access to. I am also going to put the antique lamp onto Slayer, giving me 5,000 Slayer experience. Also putting my Slayer level to level 61. Now the Night Waves training grounds consists of 8 different knights that I need to defeat with melee. I'm not allowed to use ranged, prayer or magic, but completing the training grounds will give me access to piety. And that is the Night Waves completed, receiving access to Chivalry and Piety and 20,000 XP in hit point, strength, attack and defense. Now the reason why I wanted Piety was so I can go and complete the Perilous Moons quest. Completing Perilous Moons would give me access to the Moons of Peril bosses. But I first need to sell off a lot of items in my bank so I can afford some gear upgrades. Now this is what my inventory and my gear setup is going to be for Moons of Peril. And that is Perilous Moons completed, giving me 2 quest points, access to Napotley, 40,000 Slayer XP, 5,000 Runecrafting XP, Hunter XP, and Fishing XP. Putting my Slayer level to level 62, and my Runecrafting level to level 39. Now there's only so many farm runs I can do to actually make money, and now that I've completed the Perilous Moons quest and have access to Moons of Peril, I now have access to a nice money maker. Doing the Moons of Peril bosses means that I don't have to spend any GP on any supplies, as you make the supplies within the area. So I do think it is now time that I start officially bossing.